Today we're diving into a really important topic that might be hard to talk about, but it's one that affects millions of teens around the world: depression. More specifically, how do you talk about depression, whether it's your own or someone else's? We're going to break it down so that you feel confident having this conversation with friends, family, or even a counselor. Why talking about depression matters. Host. First off, let's talk about why it's so important to actually talk about depression. Depression isn't something that you should face alone. It's not just feeling sad for a couple of days. It's a serious mental health issue that can affect how you feel, think, and even behave. And while it can make you want to isolate yourself, reaching out to someone and having a conversation can be the first step toward healing. When you talk about depression, you create space for understanding and support. And trust me, having a good support system is huge when you're going through something like this. It can make all the difference in helping you find hope again. Signs that you might need to talk about it. Host. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I should be talking about this? Sometimes it's hard to tell when what you're feeling is more than just a bad day. Depression can show up in different ways for different people, but here are some signs that it's time to open up. You've been feeling sad, hopeless, or empty for more than 2 weeks. You've lost interest in things you used to enjoy. You're feeling tired all the time, even after plenty of sleep. You're having trouble concentrating or making decisions. You might even be having thoughts of self-harm or suicide. If any of this sounds familiar, it's definitely time to start talking. You don't have to deal with it alone. Who should you talk to? Host. Okay, so you know it's time to talk, but who should you talk to? The person you choose can make all the difference in how the conversation goes. Here are some options. Trusted friends. Sometimes talking to a friend who really gets you can be super comforting. They might not have all the answers, but just having someone listen can help you feel less alone. Family members. This could be a parent, older sibling, or even an aunt or uncle. They might have more life experience and can guide you in getting professional help if you need it. School counselor. Counselors are trained to help you navigate these feelings. They can give you a safe space to talk and even recommend professional help if it's needed. Hotlines and text services. If talking in person feels too overwhelming, there are confidential hotlines and text services where you can chat with someone who's trained to listen and provide help. Remember, it's not about who you talk to, it's about making sure you reach out. How to start the conversation. Now comes the part that might feel the scariest: actually starting the conversation. Here are a few ways you can approach it. With friends, you can start with something simple like, "Hey, I've been feeling really off lately, and I think it might be more than just stress. Can we talk about it?" With family, you might say, "I've been struggling with my feelings lately, and I think it might be depression. Can we sit down and talk?" With a counselor, you can go straight to the point. "I've been having a hard time with my emotions, and I think it's time I get some help." It's okay if the words don't come out perfectly. The important thing is that you're being honest about how you're feeling. Once you start, it gets easier. Opening up about depression can feel like a huge weight is lifted, but it's normal to feel anxious about how the other person will react. They might not understand right away, and that's okay. The important thing is that they're listening. Here are some common reactions you might encounter. Support and concern. This is what you're hoping for. They might offer to help, listen, or even go with you to get professional help. Confusion or shock. If the person doesn't understand mental health issues, they might seem confused or surprised. Give them time to process. Dismissiveness. Unfortunately, some people might downplay your feelings, thinking it's just a phase. If this happens, don't give up. Find someone else who will listen and support you. Sometimes you're not the one dealing with depression, it's a friend, and you might be wondering how you can help them. Here are some tips for supporting a friend who might be struggling. Listen without judgment. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just listen. Let them talk about their feelings without trying to fix them. Encourage them to seek help. If your friend is open to it, suggest they talk to a counselor or another trusted adult. Offer to go with them if it makes them feel more comfortable. Check in regularly. Let them know you're there for them by sending a quick text or asking how they're doing. Even small check-ins can make a big difference. And remember, if your friend talks about hurting themselves, it's important to get help from an adult or professional immediately. Sometimes talking to friends and family isn't enough, and that's where professional help comes in. If your depression is affecting your daily life, like school, relationships, or sleep, it might be time to talk to a mental health professional. Therapists, counselors, and doctors can provide you with the support and tools you need to start feeling better. And remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, It's a sign of strength. So, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that talking about depression is not something to be ashamed of. Whether it's you or someone you care about, speaking up can be the first step toward healing. And remember, you are never alone in this. Help is out there. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And as always, stay strong, stay connected, and we'll see you in the next video.